Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain the tokenization feature of the eSELECTPlus API. So what that is say you have some kind of transaction that happened in the past, like you have like a purchase transaction or a pre-auth or a refund or completion, basically any kind of transaction. What you can do is that credit card information, like that credit card number, that expiry date, that exists somewhere in the Moneris transaction system. That's available. It's just not in the Moneris vault. What you can do is you can take that information. You can tell eSELECTPlus to look up that card number and from the transaction history, and then put it into the vault. And then once it's in the vault, you get a token, and the token is sort of like a stand-in number. It stands for the credit card number. So what you do is you have a big list of all the tokens for your account, and they all stand for credit card numbers. You tie them up. You have like whoever, this is customer AYZ or whatever, and if your website ever got compromised or your computer system ever got compromised and an attacker found all of the tokens, it'd be meaningless because none of them, they're not really tied to anything. They're just meaningless numbers and letters that are specific to your merchant account. So what you can so how this works is you would look up the order ID and the transaction number that you want to tokenize. You would then send that request off to Moneris. Moneris would receive it, look up the credit card details, and then just add that credit card number to the vault. Once the card number is in the vault, you get the token back. You take the token, you store it in your system somewhere, and then whenever you want to send a transaction to Moneris, you just say, okay, here's my token, here's the amount I want to charge, and then you just charge the customer. So in order to do this in practice, you have to use the Moneris API. So there's a couple different languages. I'm just going to demonstrate with the Java API. So all you would do is here's this sample application, just run the application, and then right away you get these results. So there's a bunch of stuff that comes back. You can check you can verify the address if you did a transaction and you didn't do the address at first. You can do that after the fact. You can also, and so here's some of the stuff that comes back. So you get like the data key, and that's the stand-in number, and then whenever you want to charge the credit card number, you just say, here's my data key, here's the amount I want to charge, and that's it. You're pretty much done. It's just the normal vault process. So in order to do it, here are the variables that you can send. So you can send the address information here. You can send some optional customer information. You can, and then the two mandatory values you have to set are, you have to say, okay, this is the actual order ID from the transaction, and this is the transaction number. So the transaction number is just sort of like a double check. You have to have both of them correct. That way, you're tokenizing the correct credit card number, the correct customer's credit card number. And up here you just have your account credentials and your server. esqa.moneris.com is the test server. So then all you do is you send it off here, and right here you get all the results, and then you can just store that in your system, and that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do to tokenize a credit card using the Moneris Tokenize feature.